Well, all right, provide them to federal agencies is fine. If you provide them to this subcommittee, we are interested to know, too, because we're trying to make an assessment of the extent of the militias, how many people, not necessarily specific identity, what their firepower is, what their purposes are, and whether they pose any threat, and whether there's any justification for further legislation on the subject, either at the state, local, or at the federal level. But this is the first hearing. This is the fourth hearing which this subcommittee has held on problems of terrorism generally.
Can I make one real brief statement? Given the very brief.
Make it real.
Okay. I can assure you, sir, and to all members of Congress and to all the people of this nation, that the militia does not constitute any threat to this nation.
Well, we have that assurance, Mr. Adams, but you'll forgive us if we don't want to accept it at face value. We want to look further.
Mr. Inspector, if please, I wonder if we may be able to have an assurance that we would have an open door to get to you folks relative to the same fear that we have relative to a government that maybe the people are no longer trusting.
You have an open door to this subcommittee. Any additional information you wish to provide to us, we would be glad to have.
Thank you, sir.
Let me make one brief comment about a press advisory which I have just seen from Congressman Schumer commenting about these hearings. There will be follow-up, and we'd be glad to have any suggestions that Mr. Schumer, Congressman Schumer, might have. And note that we had testimony from Rabbi Heyer, the dean and founder of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, earlier in our hearings on terrorism, and a concluding statement that at least my own view is that a public airing of grievances that the citizens have is a very useful and very healthy thing. There is in the Constitution, beyond the more frequently quoted freedom of speech, religion, and press, the right of the citizenry to petition the Congress. And we are interested in what you have to say. Much of it you've already heard is there's disagreement with the panel, and I would express that same disagreement. And my own view is whatever ideas you have, let's get them out in the open. And I believe that, if I may say just one or two words in a conclusory fashion, that much of what has been said here today will fall of its own weight. But let's hear about it. And I think if we hear you out, we may decrease your membership. But it's a free society. We all have a right to speak, and let the American people draw their conclusions. And my own sense is that it is healthy, and America will applaud letting you speak your piece, no matter how much we disagree with you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The Senate passed the anti-terrorism bill last week 91-8. The House will take up the anti-terrorism bill